I'm guessing you're an aviation enthusiast, and so am I. I'm Ron Timmermans, one of the many hosts with the Florida Aviation Network, and I'm so glad you joined us today. We are broadcasting live and in the clear from the 51st Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo in Lakeland, Florida. Thank you for joining us. So this is kind of a preview of the day's events. We've got a number of interviews that you'll hear as you continue staying tuned to our YouTube channel this morning, but this is kind of a warm-up to it, and I want you to meet a fellow colleague on my left, Mr. Joel Hargis, a well-known person and an aviator, of course, and a fellow colleague in the Florida Aviation Network. Joel, good to have you. This is your first day here this week.
It's my first day to get over here, Ron, and boy, what some weather we're having this week.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, it's kind of hit and miss over the years, but this week it's going to be solid right through the end of the show. It's going to be a little warm, so, if you're out walking around, make sure to stay hydrated. But, man, what a great week to come to Sun and Fun. The Blue Angels are here.
Hey, how about that?
I mean, I saw the ships starting to come in yesterday. I was, looking around on social and stuff, and that's always exciting when the Angels are in town.
Indeed it is.
It's awesome, and so I'm glad to be sitting here to kick this thing off with you this morning.
That's good.
I'll be here for the next few days. I know one of the things we want to always do is just give acknowledgement to our sponsors and affiliates, right?
Indeed.
And so I'm going to let you start with that.
Yeah, so affiliates are those folks who either are watching us somewhere from their home area, or maybe have a group of people that are watching us together. And so we want to recognize the ones that we know of for sure. For instance, Bill Stuhl and Joel Wiener in the Jacksonville area. There's a Civil Air Patrol group there, and they often join us, so welcome if you're watching today. Terry Kurtz from South Lakeland. Now, normally she has a group that is watching from her home or nearby, but Terry is actually here today, one of the staff at Florida Aviation Network, helping put on these broadcasts and the like. Glenn Sims in Lakeland with the Civil Air Patrol. Glenn, I hope you're watching today, or maybe you're here at the air show, and that's great too. Paul Adrian and John Weber in Leesburg. That's your hometown, Leesburg, right?
It is.
EA Chapter 534, welcome. Barbara Phillips, who's the president of the EA Chapter 74 in Orlando. She always has a group of folks that watch the Florida Aviation Network YouTube channel. And so Barbara and all those with EA Chapter 74, thank you for joining us today. Randy Burke from Orlando. You may have heard that name. He's the newest Fast Team Program Manager in the Orlando FSDO. And so he's likely watching, or he could be over at the FAA Safety Center today during the show, I'm not sure. Vicki Sherman, one of our Florida Aviation Network volunteers. She's in the Ormond Beach area with the Civil Air Patrol there, and they're an affiliate as well. Keith Phillips nearby in Spruce Creek with EA Chapter 288. If you're joined us, thank you so much for being with us. In Titusville, just south of there, Joe Schmaltz with the EA Chapter 866. Joe's a friend and acquaintance. He often does wing seminars at the Arthur Dunn Airport, as I recall, once a month, and so he's real active in aviation safety, and we appreciate you, Joe, watching, and maybe you're here at the air show as well. And then in Sanford, Brenna Wright, who is also part of the Florida Aviation Network. She's with the Naval Air Station Sanford Information Headquarters, very active there, active in wings seminars and in the Florida Aviation Network. So this is just some of the people. Are there more people, Joel?
Oh, I think I've got a few more I can share with you. That list it's such a small community, the aviation community. Some great friends on there, like Paul and John from the Leesburg chapter. I've been a member there for, 15 years. Barbara Phillips, got to give her some kudos. She runs one of the best teaching youth aviation programs.
Indeed, she does.
I run a remote series on teaching youth aviation, and she's does a fantastic job. Keith Phillips, I got to mention him again. He's a dear friend of mine. If you've ever seen my remote stuff, Veteran Flyers.
I have.
That Spruce Creek is just inundated with those guys, and he helps me set up those interviews. And big shout out to Keith.
By the way, if I may interrupt you for a moment, one of the Spruce Creek residents is going to be on the show later today. Paul Holmes from Spruce Creek, and I'll be interviewing him late today, and he's the one that is driving around Sun and Fun as we speak in what he calls the jet mobile. It looks like a big, giant jet engine from a 747, which he used to fly, by the way. And he has it mounted, and it's mobile, and it runs around, and it spews out bubbles and smoke out the rear end, and it's just incredible to see that.
It is.
So he'll be here to be with us this afternoon. Go ahead, Joel.
So we've got some other ones. We got Bill McClung in Tampa with NASF and the Florida Aviation Network. Michael Miner in Tampa. He's with the Tampa FSDO. Dennis Hayes in Fort Myers with the EAA. William Billy Hadaway in Birmingham with the Birmingham FSDO. Sam Gross with TPA Fast Team. Great supporter. Barry Simmons in Inverness. EAA Chapter 1674. I know Barry well. I was just up and gave a speech up there to their group up there. They had the best turnout they had in years.
Must have been the draw.
I don't know about that, but it was always good to get into Inverness and see those guys. Tommy Dieterman in Live Oak with the EAA Chapter 797. John Lacardi and Michael Ketchpaw in Fort Pierce with EAA Chapter 908. Rob Williams in South Carolina with the Triple Tree Aerodrome. We got Laura Spoler in Orlando with the Women in Aviation. I know Laura is actually one of our anchors, and I think I'm going to be broadcasting with her on Saturday. Jim Wymeyer and Cress Wise from the Villages Aviation Network. I was just up there speaking. Jim and Cress are both good friends of mine. I do a lot of remote fast training things, and Cress is the guy that helps the pilots get their credits, their fast credits. He's a great guy
wings
to work
credits.
with.
Wings credits.
Fast wings credits.
That's it. And I know Cress as well. I've spoken with their group up there. They're a wonderful group. What an incredible group. And they don't have an airport right there in the Villages. They have to use Leesburg or Ocala.
Leesburg or Ocala, exactly. But again, great friends of mine. And last but not least is Willis Reese in St. Petersburg with the Civil Air Patrol. So as we kind of wrap up our preview here, is there anything I think it's your last day, isn't it?
Well, it is my last day working with the Florida Aviation Network. I enjoyed doing interviews for the last 2 days and then again today as well. But I will be back. I come back on, I'm taking tomorrow off, so I'm resting after a few days of working here. I've been driving from my home in Orlando each morning, so that's like a 5:30 departure in the morning and get here and so by the time we're done broadcasting in the mid-afternoon, I'm pretty well wasted, ready to go home. But this afternoon, I'm going to take a little bit of time and go around to some of the booths. I'm sure there's some aviation stuff that I haven't yet purchased and need to. I'm just, I can hear that calling. And I want to see some other airplanes that are on there. I'm going to go to the Bonanza tent and look at, I've got several friends that are here, and I want to visit with them and probably to the QB hut and have an adult beverage this afternoon and on home tonight. Tomorrow I'm off. Saturday I come back and I'm going to be speaking at the AOPA tent. They're having a Rusty Pilot Seminar, and I'm one of their contract presenters for that, and I was chosen to do that this year at the AOPA tent here at Sun and Fun. I'm excited. I think we're going to have about 70 people there as Rusty pilots.
For the audience that doesn't know, Ron he instructs in beach mostly, and he's a big-time Bonanza instructor, and he also does the Baron. And I mean, I was just talking to him before the show. He's, teaching 3 and 4 days a week, and so
it's a tough retirement job, but somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
And Joel, my friend, is a Mooney driver, right?
I am. And I own an Ovation.
And how long have you had that?
The new one I've had it's coming up on 5 years, but I've been driving Moonies for 16, 17 years.
Yeah, they're great airplanes.
I've got a couple thousand hours in a Mooney. And I use it for work, for cross-country travel, and I love my Mooney.
That's good.
But so anyway, Sun and Fun, 51 years. I want to promote everybody to come out and see what is going on here. I know I'm looking forward to, I always love to walk the buildings and see all the new stuff, I mean, as pilots, we're kids in a candy store in there, right?
Indeed we are.
God, I remember when I first got, particularly my first airplane, it was an older one, and it needed all kinds of goodies, right? And I would come here and drop a bunch of money. But anyway,
what's different this year?
Well,
you're just a bit older, and you're still
the
going to
new
drop
Ovation's got everything in it, you know. So
Okay.
I don't need a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to recommend everybody to get out to Sun and Fun for the 51st year. The weather's going to be fantastic. I am Joel Hargis with Ron Timmerman with the Florida Aviation Network. Come out and see us.